Hey bro, why do you look so depressed?
Well, you know, I have my record player.
Right.
And I've been trying to listen to like Christmas music and stuff, you know, from these old record albums that I have. And they just sound like garbage.
Really? Well, I got a solution for you.
What you got?
I got a Fosi Box X5 amplifier for your phono.
Let's do this. Well, welcome to today's episode, everybody.
And today we're going to talk about the Fosi Audio Box X5 phono preamp.
Yeah, I guess before we get into it, Ralph, who is Fosi Audio? Because that's probably a name that a lot of people aren't familiar with.
Very important. Yeah, they're basically a company based out of China. They specialize in compact, high-quality amplifiers and preamps.
And you can see here, this is very compact design. A lot of their amplifiers are very small. That's what they're intended to be used for. They're very compact, and that's kind of what that's their thing. Yeah, we're going to talk in terms of audio quality here in a second.
Yes.
But I think before we get into it, let's just provide our viewers with a quick rundown of the tech specs.
Well, that's some pretty cool tech specs, bro. I mean, the question I have to ask you, why would anybody want to get a phono preamp?
You know, a phono preamp is pretty useful because of a couple of reasons, right? Number one is if you are not happy with sort of your existing phono preamp, whether that's built in, you might want to go with an external one because they usually are a little higher quality just because that's what they're dedicated to do. So this Box X5 here is probably a good example of a small form factor one that doesn't take a lot of space on your shelf. You can just plug it in right next to your turntable and you're gonna get a little bit, I wouldn't even say a little bit, you're just gonna get higher quality in terms of the sound output from your turntable. The second one, and this is probably really important, is like me, you don't have a receiver that has a dedicated phono preamp. There's a lot of modern receivers that still don't have a dedicated phono input. So that means you actually have to get yourself a phono preamp that's plugged into the record player, and then the phono preamp would then plug into one of your dedicated ports of your receiver. And there's a reasons for that is because the sound output of a turntable is typically extremely low. Right?
Gotcha.
So you need an amp to boost those levels up so that way you don't have to full blast just to barely listen to it. So having an amplifier or a phono preamp will actually help with that. Boost those levels up for you. That way you don't have to crank the volume so loud and then you get way better audio quality.
So bro, I got a question to ask you. Is there a way, any recommendations how to hook this thing up to your existing audio equipment?
Yeah, so I actually did a video not too long ago that goes into how you can connect this. Yeah. So I'm going to share that above us right now. You can watch that video. It's a good tutorial. I would just say replace the Sonos Connect that I have in that video with a receiver.
Well, that's pretty good information, bro. I got another thing I got to ask you is, what do you like about this preamp?
There's a few things that I like about this one. I mean, number one is it's a dedicated photo preamp, so it's really designed for that sort of environment. You know, in the tech specs, we highlighted sort of the back here, but I'm just going to highlight it again. There's dedicated RCA ports for your turntable and then out to your receiver. There's also switches that help you to fine tune sort of that output of sound, right? So it depends on the type of turntable cartridge or stylus that you use, your stylus cartridge, because you have two different types. You have an MM and an MC, right?
Gotcha.
Now, there's an option back here to toggle what type of cartridge you're using. And then based off of that, you're going to basically use the gain switch here to fine tune that output adjustment. That's why, you know, we said at the beginning of the video, these phono preamps are really designed for that specific setup. Like the one that I had before, you didn't really get this. So the problem I was having with that previous phono amp that I had was I was noticing a lot of distortion, especially at higher volumes.
Yeah.
And that was very annoying to me. So when I went with this product, knowing that it had the gain and the specific type of cartridge that I'm using on my turntable or my stylus, this really helped me to fine tune that output. I really at first was skeptical because I just thought, any phono preamp will work. Well, boy, I was wrong with that. I went with the cheapest option available based off of some reviews that I saw, but that doesn't always equate to the best audiophile experience.
All right, that's pretty good, bro. Is there any negatives that you experienced with this?
I wouldn't say the absolute negatives, but yeah, I guess you can call it that. It was more like nitpicking.
Nice.
Number one is I really wish this had a headphone jack. So the way that I have this hooked up, I don't have the benefit of hooking up my headphones to the port that I'm using, essentially. Yeah. So it would have been nice to have a headphone jack that's included on the actual preamp. And there are some preamps that are out there that actually do have that functionality. The other one, and this is a little nitpicky, so if you can see here, right above that DC input is the ground terminal, right? So that ground terminal is what you need to hook up your turntable to reduce noise and sort of vibrations and stuff like that. The way that they placed it here is right above the power. It was kind of tedious to get it to a spot where it wasn't, I was concerned that I was going to touch the power. Maybe in another revision, and this is maybe back to Fosi Audio if they ever watch this, maybe put this on the other side so that a way it's away from the power, just because it was just too close for me, and the way I had it connected, I was concerned, if I touch the power in with that, I might blow this thing up. Yeah, outside that, it's a pretty well designed phono preamp, much better than the one that I came from.
All right, bro, that's pretty good, man. That's a good layout on this little Fosi thing. Now, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I would just highlight that, if you're looking for a phono preamp and you're not happy with your current setup and you want to get a little bit more out of your record player, consider this device a try. My experience, I've had it for a couple weeks right now. Mm-hmm. It's definitely been way better than the one that I had before. But with this brand specifically, I really don't have much complaints to say about it. Mm-hmm. I do feel it's very high quality. I do like the idea that it's catered specifically to a turntable. I was blown away from the one I previously had to this one, and I think others that are in a similar situation would have that too. And then one more thing I'm going to mention, Ralph, is the cost. So right now, you can get this for $109 off of Amazon and eBay, but we do have a special promo, and this is special to us. You can get 20% off right now. We actually aren't going to make anything off of this, so it is not an affiliate link. We just want to be true to our viewers out there and give you our honest opinion. If you are looking for a phono preamp, hopefully that helps. All we ask in return is maybe just give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll continue to give you guys more recommendations on high audio equipment. But I think that's it for our video.
Absolutely. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification button.
And as always,
keep it hi-fi.